Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into exactly how Spotify uses AI. You know, they're a company that has completely revolutionized how we consume media, and we're going to unpack exactly how they pull it off. Our goal today is to demystify how artificial intelligence creates these incredible, highly tailored client experiences. And we're going to do it without getting bogged down in any confusing tech jargon or, complicated coding languages. Instead, we're focusing strictly on the business value. We really want to understand how a smart system curates an experience so seamless that users literally can't help but keep coming back for more.
So let's start with a totally relatable experience. Have you ever been listening to music, maybe working at your desk or driving in your car, and it feels like the platform is seemingly reading your mind? It delivers the absolute perfect song right when you need it, matching your exact energy level and mood. It kind of feels like magic, right? Well, actually, scratch that. It's not magic at all. It's a meticulously crafted user experience designed to keep you engaged. From a business strategy standpoint, being able to anticipate your clients' needs before they even ask is basically the holy grail. So how do they pull it off so consistently? That brings us to Section 1, the magic of personalization. Let's take a quick look under the hood at the engine driving this whole user experience.
Okay, before we jump into the specific features, we really need to define the core business concept that makes all of this possible, and that is personalization. Now, notice how this is described as a business practice. This isn't just some fun optional add-on, it's a fundamental strategy. It's the practice of collecting and analyzing user data to deliver tailored, highly relevant experiences. If you're looking at this from a business perspective, the absolute key takeaway here is relevance. When an experience is highly relevant, the client feels seen, they feel understood. They don't have to sift through endless menus to find what they want because the value is just presented directly to them.
Think of the system acting like a hyper-attentive, world-class concierge. It doesn't just guess what you want. It analyzes your specific day-to-day habits. It's paying close attention to your listening habits, the stuff you play on repeat. It's looking at your search history to see what you're actively seeking out. And it tracks your user interactions, what you skip, what you save, what you share with friends, and yeah, for sure, even that guilty pleasure pop song you play on repeat but pretend you don't. By gathering these simple inputs, the platform builds an incredibly detailed profile of what actually brings you value as a client.
When we compare service models, the immense value of this system becomes super obvious. Think about the old model, the one-size-fits-all platform. This is kind of like walking into a massive, unorganized warehouse store. I mean, sure, everything is there, but you have to do all the heavy lifting to find it. It's exhausting for the user. On the flip side, we have this custom experience, creating completely unique assets like Discover Weekly and Daily Mix for every single individual client. This is literally the difference between handing a client a map versus giving them a personal chauffeur. The added value is just immense because you're saving the client time and effort while actively introducing them to things they are absolutely going to love. Which brings us to Section 2, Organizing by Mood, and why context is king. Knowing the user is really only half the battle. The system also has to deeply understand the product it's serving. And the crucial point here is a very simple three-step flow showing how the system reads contextual clues to group music in totally new ways. Instead of just shoving a song into a rigid box labeled rock or pop, the system actually analyzes the text and lyrics associated with a track. It looks at the words to understand the deeper mood and theme. Is it a high-energy workout song? Is it a cozy, rainy day acoustic track? By understanding the actual context and semantics of the content, the platform creates these really innovative genre-bending playlists. It's serving the client's current emotional state, not just some technical category. And when you compare this to traditional platforms, moving away from basic metadata vastly improves the search function. Instead of rigid genres, you get moods and themes. Rather than relying on basic search tags, the AI is reading actual context and lyrics. And instead of standard, predictable curation, you get an innovative, genre-bending experience. For the client, this simply means way less time searching and way more time enjoying. It completely removes the friction from the user experience, which makes the whole platform feel incredibly intuitive.
All right, let's move into Section 3, Lessons for your business. Let's talk about going from tailored data to serious growth. Because here's the thing, you absolutely do not need to be a global tech giant to apply the core philosophy of what we're talking about today. Whether you're in e-commerce or media, these techniques add massive value. For example, in e-commerce, using smart systems for product recommendations based on past interactions creates a tailored shopping experience where the client feels genuinely catered to. Over in media, curating personalized content leads to highly relevant feeds, which keeps the user engaged on your page for much longer.
The application changes, sure, but the business benefit remains exactly the same. You're predicting what the customer needs and putting it right in front of them. There's a direct quote from our source material that just perfectly distills the ultimate business takeaway here. AI-powered personalization drives user engagement and loyalty. Making things easier and more tailored for the user directly boosts your bottom line. It's that simple. Engagement means they are actively using your product, and loyalty means they aren't jumping ship to your competitors. When a client feels like a platform or a business truly gets them, they stay. They become vocal advocates for your brand because you successfully removed the friction from their daily lives. So I'll leave you with this final thought to kind of spark your curiosity about how you can leverage these evergreen, data-driven personalization strategies for your own clients. Take a hard look at your own business model. Where can you reduce friction? Where can you anticipate a need instead of waiting around for a request? How will you use tailored experiences to turn your everyday users into your absolute most loyal fans? It all starts with paying attention to the details and putting the client's unique experience front and center. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today, and I really hope it gave you some incredible insights into the true business power of personalization.